Yeah, we've arrived at Policy Talk number 5. I had to. I'm over here, undisclosed locations. Finna talk policy with y'all. You already know my policies. And if you don't know my policies, that means you haven't been watching Policy Talk. But I'm Anya Malik. My policies: no free promo. I don't perform free promo. I don't entertain hypothetical scenarios. And I don't talk numbers. These are my policies. Shouts out in the chat, those joining. It's going to be a positive policy talk. I'm excited. I have a guest coming through later. But it's been a while since I tapped in on one of these policy talks. I've talked a lot of policy. I've had adventures in policy, and man, when you implement those rules, man, it seemed like the universe calls out to you to challenge you and tell you how you don't follow your rules. I had conversations with family members. I got a new policy also. A new policy. But the first 3 policies, man, is very important. It's very important. No free promo. I don't entertain hypothetical scenarios. And I don't talk numbers. Of course, there are exceptions to these rules or to these policies. Or, variance can occur in certain situations. But I have family members, and I won't talk specific family or relationship stuff, because it's familial. It's too familial, and I don't want to revisit this with none of the people. So if I mention a specific family member, I don't want to revisit what I said on one of these broadcasts or streams with them, because I said what I said, and it's, so I'll keep it vague. Same thing with relationships, which is a different type of familiarity. If I was in a space of intimacy with somebody and I had a takeaway or a thought or a rumination about that, and I express it on somebody on one of these streams or broadcasts, I don't want to hear about it from that person, And so rather than, put myself in them situations, I'll remove the whole possibility of talking about family and relationships. Just on the strength that I don't want to have conversations with cats again about what I already said, Especially because most of the time they don't listen. But anyways, I had a family member, and I'll be very vague, because if I'm specific about what family member I'm talking about, that's free promo. And the family don't even family, unless they the family that locks in and cross promos, we can't promo. I can't give up the free promo, But I had a family member tell me how I do entertain hypothetical scenarios and how I should, or, aren't you a comedian? You're supposed to entertain hypothetical scenarios. And I'm like, well, that's one style of comedy. But if it's for art, I can for sure talk policy. I mean, I can sure break the policy of entertaining hypothetical scenarios, But even then, in comedy, I really would rather deal with what actually is, And there is sometimes in this art form, you present an idea that could play out several ways hypothetically, and it is fun to explore those possibilities, So on stage, yes, I'll create a space, a safe space for hypotheticals. But it's nowhere mandatory for me to do that. And I really do take issue with people that aren't in the thing telling me what I'm supposed to do in the thing. It's like, yo, you my family member. You've never spoken to 20 people at once with the intent on making them laugh, So for you to tell me what I'm supposed to do in that capacity as someone who has never done that, you know, I reject. I reject that. And this family member, you know, is very near and dear to me. And so, you know, sometimes you get challenges when your policy is coming from near and dear people, to where you can't just dismiss them outright because they're family, you know, or they're your interrelationals. You got to enter, you know what I'm saying? You got intimate relation. You in an intimate relationship space, you know, with somebody that's trying to get you to break your policies just because you implemented it and you had the wherewithal to express that, hey, I'm not talking free promo. Or I'm not talking numbers, you know? And so sometimes it's important to keep your policies sacred. You know, you keep it, you know, I had been going on the thing where I've been, you know, telling all these policies, you know, because I'm really trying to hammer them home. But lately, I've just been kind of keeping them serendipitous. Other than these broadcasts, you know, if somebody catch me in a scenario where I've been caught in scenarios, I haven't mentioned none of my policies. I don't run around just say, hey man, this is my policies. It's when we reach them scenarios, or I've reached those situations where someone poses a question to you that's a numbers question. And, you know, like somebody asked me over the weekend what size shoe I wear. And I told them I don't talk numbers, you know. And yeah, I didn't want to talk shoe sizes. It's a you know, it's a complicated subject for me, shoe shopping. And when I got the larger sizes, you know what I mean? It's an experience that I go through to procure footwear. And I don't want to use my shoe experience as small talk fodder, you know? I don't want to do that. And so I opt out. And so this is a good time to not talk numbers. Your shoe size being a number, I don't talk numbers. I'm sorry, I can't talk numbers. It sounds silly, but it's like logic behind it. But the person in front of you is not going to receive that, you know? And I opt out of a lot of situations where small talk is required, you know? Someone asked me how long I'm going to be in the Bay. My reply was, because it's hypothetical, you know? And then, you know, if I had specific travel plans, does this person need to know my travel plans? And then it occurred to me that maybe they might be trying to invite me to a show. So instead of answering the question, I asked, oh, do you have a show or something that you're trying to get me on? And it was like, nah, I was just curious. And then this is where, you know, I opted out of satisfying another stranger's curiosity with regard to my travel plans, you know? You know, and I took I made a sacrifice. I sacrificed my perception, that this person's perception of me, you know, just by not engaging in that small, you know, I don't want to use my travel plans as small talk fodder. You know, I don't want to set my life and scenarios up as the means to, you know, to just fill the void of silence. I would prefer to sit in silence often, you know, and collect my thoughts, gather myself, you know. A lot of times people just pop out with words. They just say stuff when stuff is, you know, quiet, you know, and it's okay to sit in silence and hold space for silence sometimes, you know, and you can tell somebody doesn't have anything to say with what they say when it's silent. They'll pop off with just like a random ass fact that they know. That's okay, good. Oh, that's amazing. And then, you know, you got to play it off. Oh, that's fascinating. And then go back to silence. Return to silence. Yeah, I opt out. I opt out of a lot of those situations. And I say I opted out because I have the option to, you know, and sometimes we forget that we got these options out. Another hidden policy. I had two hidden policies, not the family and relationship, you know, opting out of those conversations on lives, you know, on streams or broadcasts and comedy, you know. explaining my reasoning for things. I opt out. I opt out when someone asks why, you know? A lot of times your mind is made up and someone wants to know why you did something so they can deem it as acceptable or not. But I've already made the decision. And so the why question, you know, to break down my logic or my reasoning with regard to whatever decision I've made, is not, I opt out of that. I opt out of that, you know? Why isn't as important to the decider when talking to others about decisions as the what. You know, the what is more important than why. You know, why did you do that? No. What did you do? I decided. You know, I'm going to the store. Why? It's not important why. I'm going to the store to find out why. You know, if you have a request, why don't you ask if you just cut to the part where you want to get something from the store for you? Or, you know, if you don't think I need to go to the store, hold on to that thought, because I've decided I'm going to the store. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's nonsense. It can seem nonsensical to some. I forgot my other hidden policy, but these are the hidden policies, you know, but the main policy's still intact. I'm not talking free promo. I'm not entertaining hypothetical scenarios, and I'm not talking numbers. I mustn't. And ever since I've implemented these policies, my life has been enriched, you know, like I feel, whew, it's like new air enters my lungs, you know, like a lot of the things that would bother me about day-to-day interactions no longer bother me because uh, I opt out of a lot of situations, you know, with these policies. And then by opting out, I create a space for peace in my life, which is it's valuable, you know. It's a currency. It's more valuable than any sort of, you know, financial note. Your peace. I'm out here in the Bay Area doing shows. I'm doing shows tonight in San Francisco. The link is in my bio. Thank you for joining me on Policy Talk. If you're watching live in the chat, I appreciate you. If you're catching this broadcast on YouTube, I really appreciate you. If you're catching it for the live premiere on Tuesday at 6 a.m., 9 Eastern, I super duper appreciate you. I appreciate it all level, man. Leave something in the chat. You know, the chats, the live chats, the comments, please. You know, if you're on YouTube and something stands out and you got a question that won't violate my policies, leave a time code in there. Leave a time code. And I greatly appreciate it. I got a guest coming on today. It's a young brother. Well, I don't know how old he is. He could be old as dirt, but it's not for me. It's not for me to be telling his data like that. And when we get into these policy conversations, a lot of specifics will be left out to protect, you know what I mean, and keep it evergreen, you know. And so my guy Jonathan Light is gonna slide through. He's a comedian.
That nigga said he could be old as dirt.
I don't know your age, and please don't use this platform to put your promotions out there for your age. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We keep it timeless because by the time you look at this, you might be a different age.
That's true. My
You
bad.
know, yeah, you didn't pre-produce. My guy didn't pre-produce. We got us all in your goddamn sir,
There we go.
sir,
There we go.
sir. My
Had y'all
brother,
all up in my grill, huh,
my
man?
brother. I prefer the grill than where you had the camera.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right, right. That's
Yeah,
fair. That's
you
fair.
had that was out of pocket, my good brother.
Yeah.
Now they gonna change the rating of this video. Now it's
Right.
not rated E for
Right,
everyone no more.
right. Right,
We
right.
over here.
You gotta put the PG-13 on there.
Yeah, now
It,
it's got
it,
parental guidance all in my
implied sexual,
joints.
implied
Yeah,
sexual.
adult situations
Yeah,
may
yeah.
occur. This nigga over here, graphic nudity, graphic language. He came on, fucking. But thank you for joining me on this
Uh,
policy talk.
appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, man. And so you've heard my policies. You know, I don't talk numbers. I don't entertain hypothetical scenarios. I don't do free promo.
Yeah.
Um,
I've experienced one of them motherfuckers too.
you say what? Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
experienced a scenario where I was set up.
Nah,
You set me up.
with
No, no,
me.
no, no.
With me. But it wasn't like a bad interaction or
No,
nothing.
I know.
It go in line with my first policy that I told you about being
Yeah,
honest,
honesty.
like me. I am a small talk nigga, right? But I remember the first time I met you, I tried to small talk with you, and it was like, I think 2 times. You didn't do it in a rude way or nothing, but you was just like, oh yeah, really. I'm like, oh damn, like what I do to this nigga? You know, because that's the first, because like you said, it's a perception thing. The first thing you gonna think is like, what I do to this
And I sacrificed, man. That
nigga?
was a sacrifice, man. You could have been like, man, fuck this nigga, bro,
Yeah.
forever,
Hey,
man. It's
straight up,
up.
but
And
you
I'm
live,
like, man,
but you was honest in yourself, right? So it's like I try again, like nah, let me jazz it up again. So this nigga maybe he, nah, I'm like, well damn, what the fuck, shit. But then I start, niggas is sometimes you feel, nobody likes rejection, or even if it's not a rejection, nobody likes to perceive a rejection, like damn. So I'm like, well damn, you know what? This nigga look like this, like kind of like he likes to look like that with everybody, like you just, if it were every time it was a conversation, it was about some comedy or some stage time, and then it was other than that, my nigga was.
you know,
I'm like, you know what? Damn, that's just who he is. All right, I respect that.
or
So
some
it's
deeper,
like,
or we have a deeper
yeah,
conversation
yeah,
about,
or yeah,
creating peace in your life, or some
exactly.
shit
Yeah, I've
that
had
you could
yeah,
really take with you, and
exactly.
you know what I'm saying. Some shit
Yeah,
could be like, I talked to this brother, man. We had a
yeah,
fire ass
yeah.
conversation about whoopty whoop,
Yesterday,
right? And so we can't hardly, a lot of times, can't get to there. If we doing the small talk, we doing the weather, man. The weather is doing weather
yeah.
shit, man. The weather, I know, I know. They said it's gonna rain tomorrow. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Did they say that? Well, we'll see tomorrow, nigga. So peace in our
Right,
lives, brother. Let's
right,
get to that. It's like,
right.
yeah, and
Yeah. But now I really respect that a lot because then it makes it to where, like I tell people all the time, people are different, but you can have a more genuine connection with a person, and even have a respect. Not even just like, oh, I respect. A lot of people try to like not push a person off, but kind of, I respect that person, and it's like, but you kind of don't like that person. But it's like you can also really respect that person and be like, yeah, that's a cool nigga. But it's like they is who they is. But I respect it because they was
well,
upfront about it. You know?
even what I've gained to as an understanding is to not apply your experience in a situation with a person as the totality of that person, and so like even if you like not gonna let me not small talk you, I'm not gonna be like this is a simple minded ass person. They just, in this moment they was just dying to connect however
Yeah.
they could, and it's like despite me not despite me opting out, or them not fucking with me opting out, I'm not gonna I can't. It's a struggle at times, but I will eventually be like, that's just that cat that day. I'm not gonna be like, this is a small minded person, because I don't even really know that,
Yeah.
because I only shared the space with this person in that moment, and that's not hypothetical. This is like something I've experienced time and
Right.
time
Right.
again, to where it's like, okay, this person is we in a dynamic right now, and in the dynamic, you know, I want to appear, I want to be this in this dynamic, because it's some things for me that is not how I want it to be. And though this person is dedicated to how they're appearing in this dynamic, you know, another day and another situation can produce an entirely different dynamic. Sometimes you got to rinse the room off.
Yeah.
You do a lap and come back, and it's a whole different scenario. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just turn your chair and you see a whole different space. And so I try to bring a lot of that understanding to to release me from judgments of people, and then like and don't like, and it's like it's too much reflection that we doing in that, and so for me to say, oh, this person is this or that, that's really more internal dialogue, and it goes back to free promo of somebody holding space in your mind, you know they got a billboard in your brain up on just on the
Yeah.
like and dislike,
Right,
you
right,
know.
right, right, right.
just,
That's true. That's
just
true.
on the like and dislike. Not to say that other people can and can't do that. I've just been working to overcome a lot of them types of judgments uh just through the implementations of my policies, man. So your policy is to be honest,
Yeah.
right? At what how did that come to be something that you decided to make a policy that you would implement honesty?
I got real bad anxiety, and I ain't finna take no type of like Zoloft or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking no medication or nothing like that. So I just decided that like the best thing I could do is like I'm personable enough that if it is something uncomfortable, I could break the ice on it. You know what I'm saying? So I just decided that if because I used to try to be cool when I was younger. Up to like maybe like 15, 16, I tried to be cool, like not like I was myself, but I would try to be myself, but cool. And it wasn't who I was. Like, I'm not the most smoothest, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am kind of awkward. Like, yeah, like, it's all right to be who you is and still be in your same space with the homies and all the. And it's like, it's best to just, if it's on my mind, just say it. Like, I mean, and now there's a limit to that. It's obvious time and a place for everything.
Right.
If I say this gonna happen, then I might not say that, or if it's worth saying that, is it worth going there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like in terms of something bad, but something anything, whatever. But just being honest, this was way easier for me in order to just deal with people because if I start being phony, it's like I might be cool. It might be somebody. Let's say I know you'll entertain hypotheticals, but you might meet somebody who's cool, right? That's whatever. And then you like, all right, I'm gonna be, yeah. I'm gonna pretend like I like you more, not like you, but I'm gonna pretend more engaged than I actually am. And then you get with your actual somebody you really cool with, and you more loose and whatever. And they be like, oh, how's that person? You're like, man, oh yeah, hey, whatever. But you done jazzed them up in his face. When it's like you could have just, like you said, been normal, not small talk to her, be like, oh yeah, that was cool, man. I like that joke, whatever. Went back to what you was doing. Instead
Yeah.
of, hey, I heard you
Or
was a booker, man,
or
and
let them go from the judgment, of you.
yeah.
I ain't even really got no opinion or answer it in a way where it's like they seem cool when we chopped it up. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you said, with your awkwardness and your anxiety, I myself worked to free myself from making the I am statements with that, like I'm not cool or I am anxious, because that's like, God level stuff talking to you, you know what I'm saying? And it's rigid. Once you say I am a thing, you kind of locked in that
Mhm.
verbally. It's like a contract when you start to describe and define yourself. So I like to say stuff like I have a capacity for, I have a capacity for anxiousness in certain
Right.
scenarios, or people project things on you too. Like you say, you're not smooth or whatever, but if you get into a certain space with certain people, they would be telling you smooth,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
and then
all
you
relative.
arguing with them in your mind, you might not argue like, but really I'm awkward as fuck,
Yeah,
you know.
right,
But
right,
then,
right, right.
but then that would ruin their surprise, and they might not even know you, but you might not even know your capacity for
To be
smoothness.
smooth, right?
You don't even, you ain't even, you
I'm
don't,
on
you
a.
not,
He said I'm on a smooth spectrum.
yeah,
That's true.
on the spectrum of smoothness to
Yeah.
awkwardness,
That's really funny.
yeah, so that's a challenge that I've put forth like a while ago, not to label myself and define myself as these words that we really don't even really grasp the full spectrums of even the opposite. So if you are one thing, are you not the opposite of that, or do you
Right,
have a
right.
capacity to slide on either
Huh.
side? When project
I
intelligence
like
on
that.
people project intelligence onto me, and I could be gassed up by that, and it'd be really really ignorant and stupid, just being so full of what
Right.
being so full of what intelligence somebody else thinks I have, just because they wasn't ready for me to articulate something, and they don't know me enough to see the mistakes and the stupidity that I've made to even have to bring my intelligence forth.
Right.
Is this where it ends? It could be, I could be a genius, or I could be a complete fucking moron. It depends. It's possible. I have the capacity, to be quite foolish.
Right. And that's another thing too. Definitions always you always gotta have the context of the definition of.
Yeah. So your honesty though, are there exceptions to your honesty policy? Like when is it okay to be maybe not dishonest, but not as honest?
It's sacrifices, like you said, right? And I feel it deep when I do it. If I feel it like, damn, I'm really finna sacrifice my policy because I gotta pretend like whatever. Because this person, I don't even want to say necessarily always got something I need, but this is a step that I need to take in order to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do no backdoor. I ain't going to the P Diddy parties. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing none of
Hey,
that.
hey, no free
No,
promo. Please don't promo that, brother.
okay, I ain't doing no
Yeah.
back. There we go. I ain't doing it. Let's say I ain't
Don't
doing the
promo that
Illuminati
brother
parties.
right
There we
now.
go.
He's not promoting me, so
Yeah.
please don't promote
Yeah,
that.
I'm not doing the
No
backdoor
mentions.
parties. So that's being honest with myself. But in terms of like, I might not. This person might not be the funnest to hang out with,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like even if I'm trying to just be cool, it's like it's just not the funnest person to hang out with. But they're giving me a great opportunity, and for that I appreciate them. I might actually be cool with them and not dislike them at all. But it's just I don't want to really. But it's like, you know what? They're giving me this opportunity. You know what? I'm about to go ahead and like I'm not gonna jazz it up or nothing, but I'm about to go ahead and do what I gotta do and hey, what up, man? Yeah, oh, for word, like, and again, I do like small talk, so don't get me wrong, but it's like that person might not have a small talk I like. It's like,
Yeah.
the small talk about that, and it's like, but
Well, if you're
for this opportunity, I'll small talk about that.
and then yeah, my policies are mine, and me opting out of small talk. That's not to say that I'm better than those who engage in
Yeah,
small talk, And
I
so
love, bro. I
a
told you,
lot of
I
times,
love small talk.
yeah, a lot of times people take your policies as like instructions for their lives,
hmm
and it's like, okay, I choose to be honest. That's not saying that you need to be more or less honest to match me and my policies,
Right,
like uh you know it's just more of a level of self-mastery. Like I know in small talk my mind be jumping out my skull, my brain will just be popping out because you know it's like level one conversation. It's like very basic, like shit that we can't take with us. It's not information that's enriching us.
right,
It's just word soup, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, right.
And
Energy spent.
a lot of people they kind of crave that, They kind of crave that, and they need that to feel connection to people. Um, and I'm different, but me and my difference is not to say that you shouldn't small talk. You shouldn't be out connecting with
Right,
people,
right,
talking about the weather, bro. Who gives a fuck? That's
right,
not.
right,
I
right,
mean, that's how
right.
I feel, but that's how I feel for me.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't, and a lot of times, you can't get, yeah. So somebody in the chat say they just like small talk, especially when they standing in line.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Don't
These
talk to me. Don't small talk to me when you stand in the line.
these be the scenarios. Yeah, this is where you sacrifice. This is where you sacrifice your positive standing with the stranger is by just opting out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'll just be like, oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm focused on some whole other stuff right now.
yeah.
And then maybe even in that denial of small talk, something something can happen where we get to something enriching. Oftentimes people get mad and they feel, rejected and despised.
Right,
Uh,
right,
but it's not to say that you shouldn't small talk. It's just that I'm not going to participate in it because it does not enrich my life. And these aren't the kinds of connections that I want to make with people that's based on superficial banter. And I don't, a lot of times want to use my banter or my life as small talk banter,
right, right.
yeah. Sometimes I be having my headphones in, them things don't even be on,
Oh
dog.
yeah, bro. I be doing bro. Sometimes I listen. Sometimes I be.
Yeah.
Mm.
So your honesty policy though, what scenarios or what situations have you experienced since implementing your policy of honesty where it's been a challenge to you externally, where people or scenarios not force you to be dishonest, or really they create a challenge, or they create a scenario where you either have to abandon that policy or really dig in that policy?
Um, when people ask me, like, they'll get off stage and like, "What'd you think about that?" Like, I used to be, cause look, cause like, and I'm not even trying to make it like a race thing, right? But like coming from black clubs and stuff like that, it's like, bruh, I'm used to if I have a bad set, the host gonna roast me. But it's
That's a good
love, you
one.
know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna come back next week and it's gonna be this or it's gonna be that. But it's gonna be good or bad. But I'm so somebody tell me, I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck, bro. I remember one time a nigga had a bad set. I mean, I'm talking about almost walked the place. A heckler won. A heckler won. I ain't
This is
never seen
where
that. Usually,
this is
bro,
where
bad. I seen him leaving the drive-through at McDonald's. I stopped him. I can't stop the girl in what's the name? I stopped at the drive-through. I was driving. I said, "Hey, hold on, bro. You was at the show last night, right? We did the show together." He said, "So where was you going with that joke? Cause where was the joke at, bro? What was you doing? You just forgot it, or like what was that?" And it's
Ooh,
like, damn. I'm like,
I be trying
I
not
didn't
to
mean to come
lie
off
in them
like that, but
situations. Whoa.
I just grew up, like talking shit.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking everybody talk. Not like I'm not thinking everybody talk shit, but I'm thinking in comedy. As long as I'm not telling you to quit comedy, it's like I could be like, bro, that shit wasn't funny. Like, what was going on there? Like, and
And
then it was
then
one of them
so
jokes where it was a joke about like an underage girl or something. So it was like, bro, you really needed a joke in there for it to be okay that you said what you said, like. And that's why I was acting like it
I
was.
know, bro. I'm over here reacting like a motherfucker. I don't know if you see my faces, bro. As soon as you said that, I had the flashback.
Yeah, like.
Oh shit! I was
And I
like
and he
triggered.
not known for doing no nothing like that, but it's like, bro, when you go that controversial, I need a bad joke at the end. A bad, okay, he tried this, it didn't land, but he tried a joke. You was just talking about some shit that I was like,
Yeah,
hmm.
I've tried to be honest in them situations where, well, good or bad, I release myself from the importance of, I'll release myself and others from the importance of my opinion. So if if you didn't do well in the night, and you ask me how you did or how I think you did, and I would just say, hey man, how I feel might not even matter. I might not even be in your target demographic. You know what I'm saying? And so that already, I'm like, I'm not your target you don't got to focus
Yeah.
group me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Bro, you need a
I'm not,
skit. You need to write a skit about that
I
shit.
might,
Where you just a nigga coming up to you and asking you all these hypotheticals, and you just the nicest way. It's just like, look, brother, I'm
I'm
just
not,
not your target. So
I'm not in your target audience. Now, if you want to attract people like me into your target audience, and then that's how we unlock the focus group of not what I think about you, but how you could connect with someone with me who you were not connected
right,
with.
like you said, deeper conversations. Right.
We can get to the deeper aspect of it, but I would just release you from my opinion and be like, man, what I think don't even really matters, man, because you could be just as terrible to me, and then somebody else that's in your wheelhouse is fucking with you. They love every minute of it, and then
Yeah.
some shit is situational. That set that you had that night is not going to be your sets forever,
Right.
or
Ain't gonna make
it's
it.
not going to be your experience forever. The room is, you be in the same venue, and the 7 o'clock show look different than the 9 o'clock show, and so it's already, and you do the same thing. So what I like to do when I wasn't vibing with the comic, and they solicit my opinion, as I'll ask them, I'll return the question without answering their question. I'll answer a question with a question. I'll say, how did you feel?
Mm.
And then from there, they'll they'll unlock uh, that'll unlock the conversation of how they perceived themselves and where their areas of improvement could have went. And then I'll just tap in on that, like, yeah, that you should explore that, or find the positive. Even, what's going on in the background? You popping bubble wrap?
Oh shit, my bad. My dog. My bad.
Shouts out to the animals. But yeah, I be releasing people from the importance of my opinion, just so I could stay not not even honest, but just just to keep the conversation valuable.
Mm.
especially in them kind of situations where maybe homie
Stop.
clearly,
Move.
homie clearly didn't do well, or could have knocked it out the park, but I was less than engaged, and so it's like, okay, well, how did you feel? Or my shit, my opinion don't even really matter. Uh, just keep going at it, man. Did you record yourself? Oh, what stood out? This is what stood out to me. I like that thing that you did. You should do more of that. Or I was rolling, at this part. Sometimes comedians laugh at you bombing. My brother is
Yeah, I
one of
mean,
them
yeah, I mean,
people, bro.
yeah, that
My
should be
brother's
that
not a
should be too
comedian, but I be in the room. If I'm in the room and you do some shit and that shit don't work, bro, I
funny. Yeah.
be dying. You be
That should be too funny. That
you'd have
should be,
thought it
bro.
was.
That should be, bro. Ooh. I mean, bro, that should be, man. Listen,
I be
that should be. I
rolling.
be like, man, that should be like, bro. Listen, I wish this could turn into a joke because this shit is hilarious.
This is funny. You failing right now is funny.
Yeah.
But then even then, comedians, we don't even want to see a comedian bomb no more. We want the full on meltdown. We want you want to entertain me as a comedian? Don't
Yeah,
bomb,
I
bro.
need you to get on
Don't
stage and
bomb. I need
motherfucker,
you to
you don't know
I
how
need
hard it
yeah,
is.
I
Like,
need
ooh,
your life to be in
yeah.
shambles on stage, bro. I need you to go through
My
it.
wife divorced me
yeah.
for this, and I'm doing 5 minutes sets at the back. Like, damn, homie,
I mean,
like,
yeah,
Jesus.
I need you to break the husk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need you to break through and have yeah, have a
Something
breakthrough.
serious.
Have a
Yeah.
breakthrough or
Yeah, yeah.
a
Break down to
breakdown or a
break through.
breakthrough, man. Hey,
You
man,
gotta break
I'm way,
down to break through.
have a melt through. You had a melt through. You melted through. You cracked the husk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's gonna be a new you.
After this, we're all different.
The caterpillar gotta liquefy before it comes to
Yeah.
butterfly. You know what I'm saying?
You cracked out the egg. You
Oh,
broke the
yeah.
egg shell. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
Come
hit
on,
them
keep moving.
levels.
You being a cat right now. Oh.
Ah,
Oh.
yeah. So I don't know what's wrong with us or we're wrong with me where it's sadistic like that. But those are way more entertaining. Like you regular bombing, whew, it's not even as amusing as it's kind of painful. But a
Oh,
breakthrough is some of the most entertaining shit.
oh, man. Oh, I never thought I'd
And
know
that's
you
sick.
like this. Look.
That's sick. That's sick. Yeah, I think that's sick on my part, honestly.
Yeah, it
To
be like
be
you, bro. It's certain sick shit I got in my head that
to
I'm just.
be that fascinated with that level of failure. It's like watching someone fall down the stairs.
I think we all
Especially if
got sick.
they're all right. Sometimes you don't even need to see them fall down the stairs. You can kind of just hear the noise. You're probably thinking about the noise right now that someone falling down the stairs would make, and it brings like a quick little just
Quick little
the
chuckle to you
auditory.
too.
Yeah, just thinking about the sound of a motherfucker falling down the stairs is gonna create
A little bit of
uh some
joy.
a little bit of it's gonna tickle you a little
Yeah.
bit. It's just gonna you be
Like
like,
I wonder how they feel. Like
yeah,
did they slide
you
down or did they like
look.
tumble?
It's not even stairs nowhere near you, but you just imagination, the
Right,
sound
right,
of
right.
someone falling down the
Imagination
stairs,
factory.
it could just bring that little giggle to you, which is I think we probably need help for that
Yeah.
because it is kind of sick. But you had another policy that I
Hmm.
wanted to examine where you had talked about because life being short, that love or hate everyone to the fullest.
Yeah. So like if like people they gonna die. We all gonna die. You know what I'm saying? And like whatever feelings you gonna have for that person when you die, that's what permanent feelings. Whether they know it or not, or you express that to them or not, them the feelings you gonna have to hold for them forever. Because no matter, even if you go tell them, you know, you go tell somebody who wife died, hey man, she was a great person, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, me and her got into it years ago. Not even on some weird shit, but just, we got into it years ago. We wasn't close, but I just want you to know, man, she was the greatest person ever. Here go $10 million, man. But it's like, it don't, none of that matter because she'll never know that you was actually like, have forgave her for y'all getting into it or whatever. Where it's like, if you would express that to her or express that to that person and then, hated them or love them to the fullest, it's like, yeah, because you hate to like, be like, damn. Like I forgave that person thinking like, they change. And sometimes, a lot of people can be like, it costs a lot to hate, and that's true. But I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with it. Sometimes it's worth it. Like not going out of my way to like make their life bad, but just like, oh, that happened, like, yeah, they deserve that shit.
So what was the
Like,
moment that was the moment, if you can recall, when you decided to implement this policy? Did it stem from a time or a specific situation or scenario where it's like, I'm deciding that this is how I'm going to experience my life thus forth, man. I'm putting this policy forth today, and this is how we doing it from here on out.
yeah, I got that from living with my aunt for a while, for about I would say like 10 years. Not living with her, but I was living with my grandma, and she would, I think she was there like 3, 4 days a week, sometimes longer, depending on how the work went. But it wasn't so much her being there, so much as just like really watching a person go out of their way to be a bad person, And
Mm,
they got every opportunity, even not to be a good person, but just not to be a bad person. And I'm like, damn, and everybody like, well, you just, water off a duck's back and this and that. And then, 2 days later, that same person will be like, this, she did such and such and whoop to me. And I'm like, now see, if you would have flipped out and told her never to talk to you again and shunned her, like, would you be in this situation? No, you wouldn't.
mm.
And you know who she is because she old enough to, we old enough to know now. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was like, it's not like many people. I don't have many people I feel like that about. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, I actually hate this person. And like when they die, I'm not going to feel like, oh man, damn, I should have, now that they gone, I know it's going to be like, yep, got that one. You know what I'm saying? Not happy, like, not like I'm going to cause that death, but like, yep, yeah, finally. Now I can
Mm.
stop thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because they affected me in that much of a way. They changed my perception about something in that much. And you shouldn't maybe let people affect you like that. And sometimes, a lot of times, I don't. But the way that was, it was just such a deep thing and such a thing of like, it came from nowhere. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we grew up and it was something that between us, hey, like it just kind of was just like, why me? You could do this to anybody. Why you gotta push it on? You know what I mean? I'm out the way. I'm not no like bum. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stealing. I'm not. I work every day. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. It's like she said hey, we need this for the house. Boom, here you go. What? Like I'm not. So it just would come out of nowhere, and then on top of that, she was a racist. You know what I mean? So that would
Okay.
always get into it. It's just very weird because she darker than me. So that just made me be like, you know what? Sometimes it's all right to hate people. You know what I mean? It's okay to when you hear like, damn, they lost their car. Hope they had to walk. Hope they didn't. Hope AAA was out of business that day. Whatever, and that's okay. But also on the inverse or the river or whatever, when you love somebody, you know what I'm saying. Make sure Sometimes, yeah, man, I love you, bro. I love you, sis. You know what I mean? Like they ain't done nothing for you. You look over and you're like, man, I really appreciate their existence right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I really love this person. Like I love all of they be under the problem. I love when they come vent to me about their problems. I love when they listen to my problems. I love when they tell me the good shit. I love everything that's going on with this person. Like and in any way I want to help them live for as long as they want to live. You know what I mean? Like really a deep, profound, like love, like for a person. You know what I mean? Like
So ever since you implemented that, what kind of challenges have you experienced that make you either, like I said, have to back up off that policy of loving and hating to the fullest, or really having to dig deep and it was like, well, I said this, that I'm going to do this. I'm living my life like this. Now the universe or situations are presenting me with the opportunity. I really gonna have to be about it. What kind of scenarios make you have to either abandon or find exceptions to the rule, or dig down 10 toes deep on your policy?
just recently I moved out. I'm in my apartment now. Like I moved out in November, and I was totally comfortable being at my grandma's. Helping out around there, and because it was able to allow me to live a certain type of lifestyle. Like I was able to work a lot, or work not a lot, but work a decent amount while still doing comedy. While still like, oh, I want to go travel. I want to go do this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still able to grind and do my comedy shit as much as I need to, as well as not have to be at work 6 days a week because now I got to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? But the hate that I had for my auntie in the deep, it was like, all right, bro, but you like at some point, nigga, you is 30, you is a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? You got options and choices, and you got sacrifices to make. So now I work, 6 days a week, hella hours. But okay, now niggas don't play video games as much. It is what it is, you know. Because I got to get to these mics now. Now I don't got the 2-3 hours to waste on that, or not. I don't say waste to enjoy that because I need to. That's travel time to go to San Francisco to do these mics. To somebody might hit me up, hey, I got you on the show. You want to do a show in an hour and a half from now? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So it's like, all right, well now I got to give up, you know, that and the comfortability of being able to 5 days a week have a certain type of lifestyle. And I still got my trips planned. I still got that lifestyle, but I had to sacrifice certain things to maintain it. And so it helped me elevate by like, because if I was just constantly forgiving her, I'd still be down there. Like she'd still be doing all type of crazy, you know, whatever. And I'd still be getting mad and then, you know, okay, okay. But it's like, nah, now that I committed to it, it's like, bro, I got to get up out of there. Like, you got the option to leave and not be around that at all, bro. Like, I don't speak to her. We go to wedding, my sister, I'm not speaking. You know, I'll wait till she out the frame. I'm gonna take a picture of all her siblings and my grandma when you out the frame. When I want to see this picture 30 years from now, I don't want to see you. I'm like Joseph Stalin in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like I really
Not
mean
you cropping people
it.
out the family photo,
Yeah,
my
not even cropping.
niggas.
I'll let her line up, and everybody else will take their photos, and everybody know it too. I'll wait for her to exit the frame, and then I with my grandma. Yeah, I'm not, and I'm not going to explain it. I'm
I
not going to go deep
understand.
in it. I'm not going to
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
awkward, you know,
And
with her.
I don't want you to,
No,
I don't
no,
want,
not
you know,
with
I
you. I'm
want you to be
saying
able to,
like to
no,
other
with your
people.
family. Yeah, that's
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
okay, okay,
If
yeah.
it's family specific, I wouldn't want, this is another reason why I implemented my new policy where I defined this other hidden policy in the beginning of the hour was saying, I know I didn't know you was going to do a family thing, but
Yeah,
like, you know, imagine now somebody slid through the stream and was like, you know, and then you had to explain what you said between
right,
me and you on here, you
right,
know what
right.
I'm saying?
True, true, true.
And you know, and they saw
Yeah,
it, and then you got to hear from them
yeah.
about that from
Nah, that's
them.
hella true. That's
So
hella
I'll
real.
be like real vague about what family members, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I like I'll like speak on. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's an auntie or an uncle, I'll say one of my parents' siblings. You know
Okay,
what
there
I'm
we go.
saying?
Okay,
And
one of my
now
parents.
they don't
There
know
we go.
who's doing what unless you
Yeah.
was the person that remember doing that. You
Right,
know
right. From here
what?
on out, my parents' siblings. So that's what that
you,
policy.
you know, and if you want to talk about your siblings and be vague, you can say
Right, right, yeah.
one of your
Nah, that's
grandparents'
nah.
grandkids.
Right. Nah, hey, that's actually though. I'm gonna take that with me. That's actually hella smart. So yeah, from here on out, I ain't gonna be too much longer with this, but that basically forced me to be like, you know what? And it did enhance my life. I started getting booked on more stuff because I'm out more now. You know.
Hmm.
Whereas before I'd be like, okay, I could cat off until because I was in centrally located, so it was like I could cat off until 30 minutes, 40 minutes before the mic, pull up, do the mic, do another mic, and go home. I wasn't in the scene per se, you know, and that matters, I guess. So now I'm able to, okay, now I'm out more. I'm in the scene because, like, well, I done came to San Francisco at 6 o'clock. Like, I'm not leaving in an hour, you know? I done drove over here. I'm about to, what show can I get on? Okay, we hanging out in the green room. Oh, damn, okay, that's, you know, now I'm not saying that I don't enjoy the people I hang out with because I do, you know, they cool peoples. But it just forced me to now, it's like I'm more involved in my comedy. It's more of a thing of like, okay, bro, like, so you had a lot of excuses and reasons, but like now you in this better space, you in more control of things, you know, you like where you at and all this. So like, what's the reason? What's the excuse now? You know what I mean? So that's what that's how it kind of helped me. And then also with the loving thing, it's just like I said, having a deeper appreciation for people, you know, and not feeling like it got to be based on anything that they have ever done for me, you know.
Hmm. Or
Now that can
could
go,
do, right?
yeah, or could do, you know. So it's certain people that could do stuff for me that I'm just like, I hope they live their life, you know, good person, you know. But then there's certain people that can't do shit for me, and I'm like, bruh, if I had $1 billion, you don't know how good your life would be. You know, like you don't even know I would be doing shit just because, man,
Well,
you know.
hypothetically, I can't
Right,
entertain that. You know,
right,
I
right. My
can't.
bad, my bad, my bad. I forgot.
No, no, no.
My bad,
I
my
was
bad.
just letting you know. No, no.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah,
letting you go off. But I was going.
yeah,
I had to let
yeah,
you know I couldn't participate in that.
yeah,
But yes, it's a
yeah,
safe space for you to get
yeah, yeah,
hypothetical.
right,
But that's all.
right,
That's all.
right, right.
Yeah. Hey
Yeah.
man, well I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you sharing your
No, man, I
policies with me
appreciate
on
you for
this
having me.
policy talk, and I'm glad I got to ask you, you know, sort of examine some of these policies with you. Um, and I wish you great success in maintaining your
Mm.
policies because it seems like, you know, ever since you implemented them, it seems like you've experienced a great level
Yeah,
of peace. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And so,
Yeah.
and I appreciate, you know, you coming over here on this live and being available for that, man. Let the folks know where you gonna be at on your calendar, man. What shows you got coming up and all of that.
I got a show tonight at Mission Cannabis.
And then also, oh, I'm gonna be there too.
Oh shit, for real?
I'm gonna be, yeah. I'm gonna
Okay,
be
bet.
over there.
So I'm on the
So
show
I'm
with
gonna
my brother
yeah,
right here.
you
So
can get
bet.
the link in my bio. What you call it? But yeah, what else you got going on?
I got that, and then I don't think I got nothing else tonight. Or coming up, I got a show in LA on the 20. Oh no, this Friday. This Friday I got Drunken Stone Fest. I got that coming up. I'm doing that
What
one.
was that in the chat? Who threw that crazy thumbs up in the
Yeah, it
chat?
was
Hey,
nuts.
that was crazy. Hey, dude, if y'all watching this live, man, mash on them likes real quick. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Cause
turn this up.
mash on them likes, please. I'm gonna be somewhere tonight. He just mentioned it. I'm gonna be at the Mission Cannabis tonight.
Catch us
I'm
there.
going to some places later this week. I got some shows next week. If you go on the link in my bio, whether you plan on coming to this show tonight, follow that Eventbrite page, because then I always update with my shows on that page on Eventbrite. But tap it, yeah, do that crazy thing in the chat again, man. Push them buttons, throw
Yeah,
them flames up, them 100s.
turn this up
If
real
anything,
quick.
if anything was useful in this conversation, please, man, throw up some likes, throw up some hundreds, some fires, man. Tap on them
Shout
buttons
out
as
my
much as
boy
you
X-Ray.
can. Now, tell them what, because I noticed you got hella profiles, man. I was trying to track our conversations through
Yeah,
our,
my
because I
bad. So
no, it's okay. Tell them which one you want them to follow you at, though.
okay, yeah. Follow me on the International Asshole. That's the one I'm most active on. That's where you're gonna find me in most information. Any other ancillary account is just gonna be a repost of what's going on over there. I usually tag the other pages anyway. So the International Asshole, all one word. I'm not on every platform. I own the website, so ain't nothing on the website right now, but I own it.
Okay.
So if you bored and if you wanna envision what it would look like, you could type it in and it's gonna tell you.
Okay, the
Um,
international
yep,
asshole,
all
huh?
one word. Appreciate you, Peaceful Misfit, for the follow. Yeah, that's what I got going on, man. When y'all come to my shows, I just want to say y'all gonna have a great time. I'm just trying to bring awareness to the people and tell them it's all right to be flawed. You know, that's it.
Hell yeah. And if you catching this on the late broadcast, all them shows that we mentioned, they over already. So but but
Right.
but still tap in the link in my bio. I always got a show ticket in there somewhere. Follow me on my Eventbrite page. I'm about to open it up. 'Cause I only got like a few more minutes. I want to allow some other folks. I want to allow some folks to come in on the camera as I close it. I'm just gonna send all these invites. Whoever around can just tap in if there's some final questions or any expressions that you want to throw up. You know,
Hey, how you
we'll take the
doing? What's
time
up,
to
Corday?
say
What up,
all of
yo?
that. And if you join us live, when I go live on Instagram for these policy talks, you'll be able oftentimes to participate in these. So who I got? Oh, I got Nisha and I got Corday. What's up, y'all?
Man, chilling.
So what's some of y'all final ruminations and thoughts as we close it out?
I missed the whole show, so my comment might be out of context.
Okay. Okay. Well, then just say, I guess, just come through and say thank you. Or thank us. I guess hit us with the gratitude.
It's nice to see you again, Anya, and I love the fact that you have your show and you're up regularly doing your lives, and you're a brilliant comic, and I've watched you tell jokes, and I can't wait to see your star rise.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Nisha. Corday, what's going
Uh,
on? This
one of
this
my
a
one of my
regulars.
favorites. One of my favorites is I got a problem with one of my grandma's grandkids. I got a problem with my
No,
grandma's
one of your
kids. One of my
grandparents. One of your
grandparents.
grandparents.
One of my
Yeah, ooh,
grandparents. One of my
Because you
yeah,
got
that's even
grandparents'
you
kids.
better.
got four
Well,
grandparents.
yeah,
So
You can really mix it up.
Yo, you can go crazy. We got 4 grandparents, you know, that they ain't get it. That ain't got to narrow it
Yeah.
down. You talk, yeah. I'm glad I got to help you.
You gave me
You know
some
what I'm saying?
material too today with that.
That was a good one.
Well, don't take my shit to the stage now, y'all brothers, okay? Because you gonna have me sounding like Cat Williams. This nigga took my policies.
Right.
This nigga took my policies
Right.
and went off. He done took off with my policies. Because I read 3,000 books, and this nigga read my policies.
I love Cat Williams. I hope you guys are not bagging on Cat Williams.
Everybody can get it, man.
Yeah.
If you say some
Don't be
shit,
jealous if
everybody
you
can
didn't read
get roasted.
3,000 books.
I've never read 3,000 books in my life, and I'm nah. Yes, we bagging on everybody. Everybody could get bagged on, you
I
know.
knew boys like, when he told me about his life, I knew boys like him in elementary school. The little skinny ones that were reading and stuff all the time. I remember boys like that.
All right. Well, let me get off that. I didn't want to get too deep into that, brother,
Oh.
because that's I don't do free promo, and so I just say that to say anybody that's just the soup of the day right now. With regards to stealing folks' whole drip, he gonna take my policies. Corday, I bet not catch you running around talking about one of my grandparents' grandbabies.
You was talking about him. You was talking about him to tell him more.
No, I wouldn't be my policy.
All right. Well, no, I want to thank y'all for coming through, though. Everybody, I want to thank my guest, Jonathan Light. Appreciate y'all sliding through in the chat. Everybody in the chat, whether you could have made it to the split screen or not, I appreciated all of those likes and comments that y'all threw up. If you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate the drops that you put up in there as well. Yeah, I upload these to YouTube. Policy Talks will stream. They'll premiere live, or they'll premiere on Tuesdays at 6 a.m. I'll let you know when yours premieres. If you want to be on the Policy Talk, reach out to me directly or in the comments, and then we'll connect and put it together. If you have some policies that you're dying to share that you've implemented, I would love to hear about them. Reach out to me via Instagram or whatever. But I thank my guests. I got to go post to another platform right now. And thank y'all so much for joining me, man. Implement them policies. Peace.
I appreciate you for having me on, man.